Alright, so hello and welcome to another video. It is almost 2022. It is the start of a new year. It's the time to get in shape, to become a better partner, a better family member, a better friend, to get a promotion, all that good stuff. But realistically, you know, that is not going to happen for a large majority of us, and the reason for that is because so many of us don't have a defined plan set in place. And so I'm just going to go over a few tips with you, 5 sort of habits that I have implemented when I decided, all right, like I'm actually going to make a change. And I actually didn't start my fitness journey at the new year. I started it at the end of 2019. In 2 months I had lost the weight that I wanted to lose. I didn't really do it very sustainably, but I committed to my plan and I lost about 30 pounds. And since then, I've made fitness more of a lifestyle. I've managed to build a lot of muscle, for me, a significant amount for me, for my body at least, and yeah, managed to lean out and maintain a relatively lean and muscular physique. And of course, I'm still working on it, and I am still not 100% where I want to be, but that's the point of fitness, is to constantly improve. So I'm just going to give you guys habits that have personally helped me, that I have used, that have allowed me to commit to my goals. And if you guys are interested, I actually started a blog on Medium where I write about all of the topics that I'm going to be talking about in my videos. So if you are interested in reading a little bit more about this, I will link in the description my blog post on Medium about this topic. So the first tip that I have for you guys is to make a physical calendar. At the end of every month, I will print out the next month's calendar, and then I will physically write in for every single day what workout I'm going to be doing. If it's a rest day, if I'm cutting, I'll write out if I'm going to do cardio that day. So I just go through and I will physically write out my split on each day, and then that will keep me accountable. It also breaks down this large picture goal of, I don't know, lose 10 pounds this month, which I wouldn't recommend. That's a little bit too much. But like, it breaks down the goal so you're focusing on the daily tasks rather than like this big picture idea. And if you tend to get overwhelmed, this is super important because it allows you to just laser focus on like today's task and to just get done what I need to get done today. I find it super motivating to like physically take a pen and check off the day. So yeah, I always print it out. I always have it on my wall right next to my desk, so I'm like holding myself accountable by physically hanging it up on my wall. And I found that the times when I tried to start my fitness journey and I failed, because I did fail like multiple times to actually commit to something, the times when that happened, I was like writing out in my notes app on my iPhone, like, okay, Monday I'll do an ab workout, and Tuesday I'll go to CrossFit, and like that kind of thing. And it wasn't really helpful for me to just have it like sprawled out in my notes. I needed something like physically in front of my face, organized, and so that's why I print out the calendar every single month, and I continue to do that, and it's been 2 years and I still do it. So clearly it has worked for me, and I really recommend that you guys do that as well. I always write it in pencil just in case like something pops up for school or work or something and I have to physically change it. So it just allows me to like rearrange things and never skip a workout. I have never skipped a workout ever. So that goes to show you the merit of this, and I really hope that you guys implement this. Just a little bit of an extra tip is to have a separate calendar for like your day-to-day tasks. So in order to get rid of the excuse that you don't have time to work out, I recommend that you use something like Google Calendar. You can use a physical like day scheduler too. I actually do prefer digital for this one because I can easily like manipulate things. But I use Google Calendar, and basically I put in everything that I like absolutely have to do that day. So for example, during school, I'll put in like all of my classes that I have that day, and like if I have to work then I will put that in as well. From there, see where, like what time I'm able to work out. And so then I will just schedule train at this time in my calendar, block out some time for that. And then I have my main priorities of the day, which are school and the gym, planned out. And from there I can plan my study time, when I'm gonna get like my schoolwork done, and I can plan in time for like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So that's how I organize my day. And I also make it a reoccurring event so that, you know, I don't have the excuse that I don't have time to train that day. It is in my calendar, so I made time for it already. And I always do this the day before, or because my week is so regular, I already have it pre-programmed, so this isn't something that I do on the day, which is also super important because pre-planning is the number one thing you can do in your fitness journey. Like, pre-planning pretty much beats everything, because once you have like a set plan, then you can follow through. But if you just have a lofty goal, it's going to be nearly impossible to actually achieve that goal, because you need to have physical steps lined out in order to meet your goal. The second thing that I want to touch on is to experiment in the gym and with different classes. So something that I didn't realize when I first got into fitness was how many options there are. So I came from a background where the only time I was exposed to fitness was when I was like 6, 5, and I did dance, and then I did like soccer. I did karate for a few months, and I also had phys ed twice a week in elementary school and high school, and that was pretty much just like kicking around a soccer ball if someone passed it to me, and I was not very good at sports, so that was not very often. Yeah, so gym for me was like the worst part of my day. I absolutely hated it, and I hate the fact that I hated fitness because of the way they taught it. And my gym was also, or my school was also very like misogynistic, so they would look over like the boys and have them do like legit games, and then the girls would stand on the side and kick around a soccer ball in a circle. So it was very it wasn't fun. We had like this little tacky high school gym with like a few dumbbells. We had some ellipticals and a treadmill, and that for me was really fun because I just had to walk on the treadmill, and like I finally could do something useful and productive in my time. And I used to beg him to go to the gym, and it didn't happen. Anyway, that was a tangent, but I wanted to say that there are so many different fitness things that you can do. There are so many different types of workouts that you can do that are under the umbrella of fitness, and it's not just kicking around a soccer ball at gym or throwing basketballs in a hoop. It is so much more than like team sports. That's what I want to get across. So you could do jump roping, you could do Zumba or any type of dance, you could do weightlifting like me, and there's so many styles of weightlifting. You could do bodybuilding, like Olympic weightlifting, powerlifting, which I didn't realize it when you said fitness, like it could mean powerlifting, and to me that's so much fun. But like when you said fitness, I thought of running or throwing a ball in a hoop. So yeah, ultimately there are just so many different ways, and as long as you're moving your body, that is fitness. You could do plyometric exercises, HIIT workouts, the Stairmaster, even walking on an incline, walking outside. There are so many different things in the umbrella of fitness that you could do, and I recommend just experiment. Find what you like, because if you dread working out, you are not going to last in your goal. So find something that you genuinely enjoy, that genuinely makes you happy. Try to find something that is sustainable for you, that you enjoy. Commit to it as often as you can commit to it. You know, realistically, if you could only commit to going to the gym twice a week, then do that, because doing something is better than doing nothing. And if you are too scared to like lift at the gym, then I recommend just trying out a class and kind of like just seeing what people are doing, or you can grab a pair of dumbbells and curl. If in doubt, just curl. If in doubt, just curl the dumbbell and, you know, see what other people are doing around you. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there about training. Greg Doucette has some good videos on like best and worst exercises, so those are pretty good. Yeah, there are a lot of videos out there that you can watch. Just remember that there is not one way to do this, and there are so many ways to get to your goal. Something that really held me back was thinking that there's one way to get to the end goal, and that, you know, I had to push myself in a certain way to reach my goal. And there's definitely multiple routes that you can take. You know, you don't have to necessarily do one type of cardio to lose fat or at a certain time of day. Like, you can do cardio whenever you want, whatever type of cardio you want, and you will get pretty much the same results at the end of the day, because you're more consistent than if you were to do something that you hated and you did not stick with it. So yeah, as long as you're consistent, that is the main thing to remember. The third thing that I want to talk about is to make use of your downtime. And what does this mean? So making use of your downtime for me was the primary way that I learned about fitness, and then I just ultimately developed a passion for fitness. Downtime is basically anything like brushing your teeth, cleaning the dishes, doing chores, waiting in line, washing clothes. Even if you're like procrastinating, like, make use of this time and watch some fitness content. As long as it's good fitness content from people that you genuinely trust, that is pretty much scientific, yeah, watch those kinds of videos, because those are positive influences that you are going to want. And when you have people to look up to, even if they're not physically present in your lives, and it's through YouTube, that is something that really motivated me, because it showed me that if I stick in this for the long term, then I can achieve amazing things. And like, seeing other people, other women especially, like squat and deadlift over 250 for me was like, that's really cool, I want to do that. And it made me really excited to keep trying, and it gave me motivation to continue to work hard, and it showed me that like there is a reason that I'm doing this. And yeah, it just became more about losing weight for me. It became more about my performance, and that is something that was like super motivating. Just seeing other people live in this lifestyle motivated me to also incorporate this lifestyle into my own life, because I admired what they were doing and I wanted to be like them, and so now I kind of am, but in my own way. And I am so grateful for the videos that I watched, for the information that I consumed, whether it was more lifestyle based or more scientific based. Yeah, it really helped me a lot, and it gave me a broader mindset. And the best part about this is that you don't have to actually make time for learning and consuming fitness content. You just incorporate it into your day, and this is super useful because you don't have to like dedicate an hour to reading a fitness textbook. You can just, while you brush your teeth, listen to a fitness podcast. I really recommend Renaissance Periodization. They have a cool podcast, and their YouTube videos are also super informational. Will Tennyson is also another one who is really awesome, and he makes really good quality videos. But there are plenty of people like Jeff Nippard too. If you just look them up, and you will find bad ones and good ones, but usually YouTube is a bit better for information than like TikTok and Instagram. So stick to YouTube and find people that you can genuinely trust. And once you find those people, find the qualities that you like about them and try to emulate them in your daily life and make those qualities a habit. The fourth tip that I have for you guys that I personally incorporated into my own fitness journey was to hype yourself up with motivation, but plan with discipline. And so what this means is use motivation to get yourself hyped up for the gym. So watch some YouTube videos, like David Goggins or something from Motiversity, and really hype yourself up for going to the gym. Allow that to fuel your workouts, especially at the beginning when, you know, your motivation is more based on an end goal and not so much the enjoyment of fitness. But this kind of goes with the first point. You want to have a strict plan in place. So you don't want to rely on motivation. You want to use motivation as a tool to make your workouts better. Ultimately, it comes down to discipline and consistency. And even if you feel like you do not want to go to the gym, it's the last thing you want to do, you still go to the gym because it is written on your calendar. And once it is written on your calendar, it's like an obligation. It's like a social contract that you make with yourself, and you got to do it. So you have to plan with discipline, but use motivation to your benefit. And remember that sometimes the hardest part is just going to the gym. And once you get over that hurdle, it becomes a little bit easier. So just think in terms of going to the gym and then go from there. And the fifth and final tip that I have for you guys is imagination. So the reason I put this one in was actually because I was reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and one of his major tips was to basically imagine what you want in your mind and to physically see and feel it. And I realized how much that I actually used this in my own fitness journey. So I didn't just say I want to lose 30 pounds. I physically saw myself losing 30 pounds. I felt myself losing 30 pounds, and I embodied that goal in my daily life. And I thought about it all the time, and it became an obsession. And once something becomes an obsession, you find any way to get to your goal, no matter what it takes. And so imagining your end results in clear detail is something that will genuinely help to drive you and motivate you, to give you that desire to keep pushing forward and persist even when it gets like really hard and you see some failures, because I guarantee that you're going to see failures and you're not going to lose weight or gain weight at the rate that you thought you were. You're not going to look the way you thought you wanted to look. But ultimately, if you keep persisting and you keep going no matter what, like eventually you will be able to attain whatever it is that you want to attain within reason. You want to choose something that is realistic, and as long as it's realistic, just persisting in your goal, even if it ends up taking you, like my fitness journey, I thought it was going to take me 3 months, and here I am 2 years later, still not where I want to be. So you have to keep persisting, and eventually it's about getting better every single month, every single week, and you eventually get hooked on the fact that you're constantly getting better. But yeah, imagining where you want to be, whether that's lifting a certain weight, looking a certain way, like imagine how it'll make you feel. So in the book, Napoleon Hill basically recommends that you write out your definite goal, like a specific goal that you want to achieve, write it down, write down your plan for getting there, and to physically read it out loud every morning and every night, when you first wake up and when you go to bed. And doing this will kind of like put it in your subconscious mind to go out and persist in your plan. And while you read this, to like envision yourself actually attaining that goal and to feel how it would feel to actually attain that goal, as if you already were in possession of that thing. Just a quick bonus tip that I want to throw in is that if you set a simple daily intention for yourself, unrelated to fitness, for the week, a day, the month, whatever time scale you want to use, if you throw in an unrelated intention for the day, and you actually follow through, that builds trust with yourself. And I think that one of the major things that I learned in my fitness journey was how to trust myself, because before that I would constantly tell myself that I'm gonna do these things and never follow through, and I wasn't able to like fully trust that I was going to fulfill my promises to myself. And fitness has genuinely changed the way that I approach my life, and now, like, whenever I say I'm going to do something, like, I always follow through with that, and that just comes with practice, and it comes with trusting yourself. And in order to do that, you need to start small. And so don't start with lose 30 pounds. Start with something unrelated, like I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes today, or I'm going to give myself 10 minutes of downtime in the middle of my work session, or I'm going to smile at 5 strangers today. Like, whatever it is, whatever fits in with your lifestyle, whatever goal you want, just throw in a little intention and follow through with that. And I promise, like, if you do this over time, you'll eventually build trust with yourself, and it will really, really help you in your fitness journey, because in order to succeed, you need to follow through with your plans. In order to do that, you need to have discipline and you need to trust yourself. Remember that with fitness, again, you're bound to come into contact with failure, but the only way that you can possibly fail in fitness is if you totally give up. And, you know, fitness is about more than how you look. It's about your health. And if you genuinely care about your health, even if you don't care about your health, find someone in your life who can benefit from you having better health. And, you know, think about the consequences of quitting versus persisting. And I like to think about when I feel a little bit demotivated, if I were to look back and say, wow, I wonder what if I would have continued lifting, what I would have been able to lift. I wonder if I kept eating healthy, what my body would have looked like, or what my cholesterol would have been. That question of what if is what motivates me, and among other things. And, you know, think about that the next time you feel like quitting, you know, what you would say to yourself in the future when you ask what if, and the fact that you'll never know. That trust you build with yourself long term is one of the best things that comes out of fitness. So I hope that this motivates you and that you find something meaningful from this video that you can apply to your life, because these 5 things are like actually things that I have used that have helped me in my journey. So with that, I hope that you guys will implement some of these things and start your fitness journey if you have not already in 2022, and if you have, to continue to smash your goals. Stop finding excuses not to work out and just find excuses to work out. Just do it, and I promise you will not regret it. So I will see you in the next video, and until then, have a nice new year.